It seemed so obvious to me that Ashcroft and the Bush administration were meddling in an area that they didn't have any business being in light of the fact that Oregon voters have clearly expressed themselves twice in support of this law.
This is physicians and their patients making decisions now hundreds of times. I don't think we could ever say this is anything but a medical decision. And to reaffirm that the state still has the right to regulate medical practice, that the federal government, that the winds of political change in Washington or politically motivated decisions around constituencies are not what guide the individual practice of medicine in the states. And that a well-designed law like Oregon's that really seems to be working remains a right for the citizens of Oregon who have approved it twice. I'm tremendously excited.
For so many people, so many Oregonians, I don't think people understand how much comfort is given just by knowing they have the choice and all the fear of dying, knowing that choice is out there whether or not you ever intend to use it. Just knowing that if things get so unbearable that you can die on your own terms, I think that offers comfort to so many people.
I have many colleagues who have always worried that someday, somehow, they're trying to help a patient in this way, responding to the request of a patient, would somehow be held against them or threaten their ability to practice. I myself have certainly had this fear. Around the time of my writing of first prescription is when the directive first came out and discussion of that, and I did feel like I was in a legal limbo, at least until the initial decisions putting a stay on the order of that rule came out. We were very concerned. It absolutely prohibited me from participating in helping my patients that way. To have that piece of uncertainty removed now is a tremendous relief.
I want control. I know it's... So what if I die, have my death 2 weeks earlier than what I normally would? And I can have my family here, and I can have control.
You know, I have a patient right now who I have written a prescription for, and she continues to face her illness without the need to resort to aid in dying. Her daughter, who also happens to be a physician, has told me that she thinks that the ability of her mom to know that she would retain final control has in some ways extended her life or extended her functional life. It's given her the freedom to do things and maybe, take risks like traveling to a family reunion that I don't think she would have had the strength or the power to do if she hadn't had this final dose of autonomy given through the ability to write a prescription for her. I know she's celebrating today.
Just to know that I have that choice. Just to know that that death can be dignified. It doesn't have to be non-controllable. I can control. I can be the boss of my own body.
For the independent-minded, those who do not wish to face unbearable suffering or loss of autonomy, there is no other effective method other than them regaining control of their terrible illness through the kind of tools that Oregon's Death with Dignity Act have given us.
It doesn't really bring sense of closure to me because I know there are so many opponents to the law, and I know there are so many opponents in Washington. And I'm glad we won this battle.
I hope that folks in other states like Vermont and California where these laws are being considered are now freed up to have a discussion, to look at what's happened in Oregon and see if it can help other people. We believe it's a system that works, and I know it's helped my patients.
I believe that the battle is just beginning, really, just beginning. Keep learning about Oregon's law, learn about Oregon's history now, and all the information that we have about how the law has been used in Oregon and who uses it and why and when and who doesn't use it. And I think that there's so much power in the information and in Oregon's experience that I hope that, if nothing else, that this ruling will encourage people to learn more and teach others what they know about the good that comes with a death with dignity law.